So, do narcissists ever run out of narcissistic supply? That sweet, sweet external validation. Does it ever go away? Does a narcissist supply cup ever run out? That's what we're talking about today, y'all. Of course, if you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. And also, we're gonna hop right into it. Y'all, I actually did a live on this the other day about narcissistic supply and how narcissistic people are always seeking external validation. We need it. The reason narcissists seek external validation is because we need it. We need the external validation, the external reassurance. We need to know from other people that we matter, that we are valid, that we are important. That's why the external validation is the narcissistic supply, better known as, is so important to narcissists. We absolutely have to have it, right? It's kind of like a plant, right? Like a plant, right? Plants need the sun to grow. Well, most plants need the sun in order to grow through photosynthesis. So just imagine the narcissistic person in your life, the little narc fern. It's a fern, right? The little narcissistic fern. The sun is supply. If the sun goes away, we wither and die, right? At least that's what happens to most plants, right? Like some plants just grow in dark, damp, moist places, right? But they still need some sort. They have some sort of energy, external energy. They need it from somewhere else. But narcissistic people can be like plants where they get supply from one main source, the sun, but they can also get it other places. So, do narcissists ever run out of supply? Yes, some of them absolutely will. The possibility exists that narcissists will run out of supply. Like, let's just say I'm young or whatever. I'm 25 years old, right? I'm a decently looking person. I get supply from my looks, right? I get supply for being externally, for being more conventionally attractive. I'm not talking about me, but like being conventionally attractive. I get supply from that. I get validation. People are always telling me I'm beautiful or handsome or whatever the case may be. As I get older, and that starts to fade, I no longer get that type of supply. So where else will I get it from? Right? I have to shift. Either I shift or adapt, or I perish. So I have to shift into finding another way to get narcissistic supply, into finding another way to getting that external validation or to get something from elsewhere. So if I can't get it off of looks, guess what else I might try to do? I might try to get my money up, right? Because if I get my money up, as we all know, if I get my money up, I can get external validation, even if I have to pay for it, right? Even if I have to pay for external validation, I'm still going to get it. That's why you see a lot of times. I spoke to a young lady about this the other day in a coaching session, mentalhealness.net for those. And she was saying like, why does my narcissistic ex love like OnlyFans and escorts and prostitutes and stuff like that? I told him, I was like, because that's the easy way to get supply. The easy way to get supply or control. Here's some money, do what I say. Here's some money, validate me. Here's some money, give me what I want. Here's some money, make me feel better. So you get a lot of narcissists that might not be as conventionally attractive as they used to be, right? They might not be a silver fox or a beautiful cougar, right? So they use money to get what they want. They use money to get their validation. They use money to manipulate people and control people and to get people to like them, to get people, hey, I got enough money to take us all on a trip. Hey, you're 65 years old. I got money though. Okay. Does that not happen? Yeah, it happens. But this is part of the space that so many people fall into right here. Like narcissistic people are always seeking that external validation. We need it. We need it. So we don't perish. We have to shift to another form of supply. And like supply doesn't, and also I feel like I need to say this as well. Supply doesn't always have to be a person. It doesn't always have to come from people. There's some people, there's some people just like, or asexual. You ever hear people being asexual? Like, I don't need this. Like, I don't need to clap cheeks, right? I don't need it at all. Like, some narcissists don't need it from people. They get it from different places. You get some narcissists, they get external supply, they get narcissistic supply from just making money and living in silence, like living in luxury with nobody else around. They live in the damn mountains. They live like they're like hermits in the mountains. They live in this, they live that type of lifestyle right there and whatnot, and they enjoy it. They love it, and they get supply because they've succeeded in life, right? Their college degree, they can always look at their college degree, their associate's degree or whatever, bachelor's degree, master's, doctorate or whatever. They can look at that as supply. That's validation. Look what I accomplished. They can use their accomplishments as supply, and that never runs out, right? You go through that 4 years or that 2 years or that 4 years, or even getting some type of certificate, right? Not everybody goes to college. Even getting some type of certificate, like for like air duct tech or something like that. I got a certificate. They can live off of that type of stuff right there, and only use it for themselves. They never post it online. I feel like so many people get it into their minds that all narcissists are just alike. Like every single narcissist is this grandiose type of person that needs, to be rich and famous. That's not true right there. There are absolutely passive aggressive, introverted, covert narcissists out here that will not make a sound. You'll never see them, right? They get that validation and supply from their education, from doing different things, from succeeding, from always moving around, from sometimes just from their body, just being, just from like let's just say me, for instance, like this is not, I'm 40 years old. I don't look 40. People tell me I don't look 40 all the time. Like, you don't look 40. You cut your hair. Yeah, y'all, I cut the hair. I know some people are asking me. I'll get a close up with the new camera. Y'all see? Cut the hair, right? And cutting the hair, people tell me I look younger. Like, you shaved out 5 years. You don't look 40. You look 30 something. Blah, blah, blah. I like, cool. I like hearing that. So some people they make massive changes in their life to get supply. See how that goes right there? Sometimes, did I do that? No. I did that because I'm chasing my dreams. I cut my hair for a multitude of different reasons. One of them being my passion. If y'all don't know, I'm an actor. I want to act, and I want to get more considered for more roles. The dreads kind of eliminate certain roles. I can't be a cop with dreads, right? A police officer, I got dread. I can't apply to be a cop unless some undercover role, right? So that doesn't help me out right there. So that's one reason I cut them. I want to chase my dreams. And that's how some narcissists get supply as well. They chase their dreams. They're always moving. They're never stagnant, right? For the narcissists that are always moving, they're never stagnant, they're always doing something, they will never run out of supply because it's always shifting. They shift their minds on what matters to them or what validation is to them. The older you get, validation means something differently. Sometimes narcissistic supply for an elderly narcissist can be the family that they've created. I'm not saying that they love and care about their family or they treat their family well. It just can be like, look at my grandson, look at my granddaughter, look at my great-great-grandkids. I made that. I created that. Look what I did. All of this came from me. None of these people would be here without me. So they use other people as validation in that instance, but it's just because they had you or just because they procreated and contributed to making you. You see, it very rarely is something big that they've actually done. They haven't treated you well their whole lives, but now they want to take credit for it because you bring them supply, you bring them validation. You make things make sense for them, right? And even as a narcissist gets older, I think a lot of people will resonate with this. If you have a narcissist that you're with that is getting older, that is getting on upper in age and whatnot, and you're consistently trying to deal with this person and just trying to make sense of everything, what could help you out in the short term and in the long term is understanding how their minds work. Like, because if they're getting supply from you, it's going to run out, right? It's going to run low. Now, it might not run out, but it will run low. And it doesn't feel the same to them anymore, right? You can do whatever you want to do. You can bend over forward, you can bend over backwards, you can do a cartwheel, a split, dunk, whatever, run forward, sprint, whatever you want to do. You can do all of that stuff right there, right? And in the end, it won't be enough for them because it doesn't feel the same because it's coming from you. They're so accustomed to getting it from you that it doesn't feel the same anymore. So that's why a lot of times you'll waste a lot of time, effort, and energy with this person because they don't appreciate what you do for them, because now it's shifted from appreciation or gratitude to entitlement. And when they become entitled, it's very difficult to deal with, right? It's very, very difficult to deal with. It's very, very difficult to try to make sense of it all. So in conclusion, there are some narcissists that absolutely will run out of supply. They don't adjust. They don't shift. They don't do anything. Like, imagine an elderly narcissist that loses everything in their life. Their partner divorces them. The kids don't talk to them anymore. They lose their job. They don't have any pension. They end up homeless on the streets. They're old, and you see what I'm saying. They don't have anywhere to. There's no self-care. They're what is it? Unhoused is I guess the politically correct term. Unhoused and whatnot, right? That narcissist is struggling to get supply. You know what I'm saying? Unless like, I'm an old homeless, unhoused man, right? I'm not a looker. I don't have anything to offer. I might find an unhoused woman or another unhoused man if I'm like, if I'm not straight. So it just depends, but like, it's very difficult to get supply in there. So those people can run out of supply, and they will wither, and they'll just give up. They end up going into a huge depression when they can't figure out another way to get narcissistic supply. And it doesn't help them out. It doesn't help anybody, actually. So as you continue to move forward and you understand this person, like, that type of person could possibly try to get supply from just getting money. Like, somebody gave me $10 today. Supply. You see what I'm saying? They shift. They will find another way to get supply. Accolades, whatever the case may be. They will find a way. Life finds a way. Shout out to Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic World. Not Jurassic World. Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Shout out to Jeff Goldblum. Amazing line. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for making it to the end of my video. If you haven't already, this video brought you some clarity, if it brought you some understanding, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps reach more people. And you find my courses, my support group, definitely my support group. Y'all join my support group at mentalhealness.net. Check it out. Join the group. Meet people, meet other survivors and thrivers that are going through the same thing as you. We have weekly private Zoom meetings that are not recorded. You can meet friends. You can meet people to understand. Connect to them. mentalhealness.net or courses.mentalhealness.net. I'm out.